Today, I'm going to recap a 2009 Korean thriller movie called A Million. The film is about 8 young people who won a ticket to compete in a survival game show for $1 million prize. At first everything went normally, the game was fun and everyone seemed to be enjoying the competition. But that fun atmosphere took a horrific turn when they found out that they were competing in a deadly game. So, who held that game? What's his motive for holding the game? Let's find out together. In the beginning of the movie, we can see a woman named Eugene is being interviewed by the police. She tells the police what she has just experienced, and here is her story. The virtual world is shocked by the announcement of a survival game with a prize of $1 million, and nobody wants to miss this golden opportunity. Finally, 8 young people are randomly selected to participate in this game. They are Eugene, a beautiful food delivery woman, Seung-ho, an unemployed fat man. The next is Lee, a sexy woman who works as a whore, Tae, a man who likes to record anything with his handycam. We also have a college student named Kim, who is the youngest among the participants, Park, a former Navy who worked as a building's window cleaner, Yeon, who is a swimmer. Last but not least, we have Han, who works as an office worker. After taking a long flight, those 8 participants finally arrived in Australia, where the game is going to be held. At the airport, the director of that game has already been waiting for them. Apparently, all of this game activity will be recorded and broadcast online. Not long after, they are directly carried in a van across the desert and forest. The car keeps going until the day turns to night. Finally, they arrive at a house where they are going to live during the game. They look suspicious because the environment is quite strange, as there are no other houses in the area. Before eating the dinner, the director explains the game rules. There will be 7 rounds and each player will be eliminated after each round. So, at the end of the game, there will only be one survivor who wins the $1 million prize. The money is safely stored in a suitcase, and the code to open that suitcase will be given at the end of the game. After explaining the game rules, the director and his cameraman leave the participants as they live at a different place. However, one of them suddenly realizes that they are also being recorded and broadcast by CCTV inside that house. On the next day, they are gathered at the beach, where the first round takes place. They are divided into 2 teams and they have to build a raft by using any material from that area. The first team to reach the flag in the middle of the sea wins the game. They rush to carry out the instructions and immediately row their raft toward the flag. Finally, the team consisting of Han, Lee, Eugene, and Seung-ho manages to take the flag first. However, that doesn't mean that the other team is going to be eliminated. They must vote to decide who will be eliminated. Of course, the winning team is not happy with this, but after all, it is the director's right. Apparently, Han gets the most votes and he is eliminated. Han is so angry because he thinks the rule is bullshit. The day after, the second round is about to start. The director shoots 5 arrows towards the forest and each of them has to bring back 1 arrow within 10 minutes, or else they will be eliminated. Moreover, the director also tells them that he has already hidden 1 more arrow, so there are 6 arrows in total. Park is the first who gets the arrow, followed by Yeon, Tae, Eugene, and Kim. On the other hand, Lee finally manages to find an arrow. But she suddenly screams hysterically. It turns out that the arrow is pierced into Han's dead body. Seung-ho, who hears Kim scream, comes to her and also gets surprised. But he ventures to take the arrow. The time is up and Lee comes back crying without bringing any arrow. Suddenly, the director shoots her and leaves them. They can't believe what they just saw. Moreover, Seung-ho tells them that he saw Han's dead body. After all that, they decide to leave the place. However, they don't bring anything because the director has taken their belongings. Meanwhile, seeing that the director laughs happily like a psycho, the cameraman tells him that he wants to resign, but the director gives him money so that he wants to keep working for him. On the other hand, the participants are trying to get out of that place. They walk far through the forest without supplies. However, even though they have walked far, the director still can monitor them. He has spread many hidden cameras throughout that area. Suddenly, Tae tells them that he actually knew something was wrong with the game from the moment he received the notification letter. It's because he never registered for the competition. He suspects that the director had it all planned and they weren't chosen by chance. After one day of walking, they finally manage to get out of the forest. But they are in the desert and they start to become dehydrated. The director knows what's happening and he comes to them to give them some water. However, he announces to them that the third round has started. There is water behind the hill and they have to reach it. If they don't manage to do it, they will be eliminated. They decide to continue walking and they help each other. Kim is dying because of the dehydration, but Park lets her to lick his sweat. Meanwhile, Yoojin and Tae are helping Seung-ho, who is already very weak. However, Seung-ho decides to give up and tells them to leave him. Yoojin promises that she will come back with water. Finally, 5 of them manage to reach the water. Here, we can see that Park's sexual desire appears and he starts to kiss Kim passionately. When Yoojin is going to come back to save Seung-ho, they prevent her because the distance is too far. Therefore, Yoojin has to let Seung-ho die in the middle of the desert. At night, they are planning to get out of the director's reach. They are sure that the forest is just too big for the director to cover with cameras. So, on the next day, when they find a boat and a canoe by the river, they decide to ride them. They don't think the director can follow them if they go through the river. 4 of them finally ride the boat while Eun rides the canoe. Apparently, the river current is getting stronger and they are having trouble controlling their boat. Luckily, the people on the boat manage to control the boat, but not with Eun. Her boat is getting more uncontrollable. On the other hand, the director and cameraman are recording them by the river. However, the cameraman doesn't think that he has the heart to record Eun, who is going to die. The director is angry and he records Eun's death by himself. Finally, the remaining participants find Eun, but she is already dead. The cameraman starts to think that he has gone too far. Therefore, all the way home, he secretly drops some traces so the participants could see and follow them. Meanwhile, when the director is uploading the video of Eun's death, he secretly tries to hit him by using a tripod. Unfortunately, the director sees what he is trying to do and he dodges it. As a result, he beats up the cameraman and stabs him. The participants finally find the director's house. They immediately go in and beat him while he is sleeping. However, it turns out to be not the director, instead, that's the cameraman's body. They finally realize that they are fooled and being watched, so they break the CCTV. Through the speaker, the director then tells them that a new round has just started. There is no rule for this round, it's a straight-up survivor game, whoever lasts till the end will be the winner. It means that they have to kill each other to win. Soon after that, Park finds the silver case which contains the prize money, but he hides it. Tae thinks that it will be better for them to leave the house because they will die if they don't move. Meanwhile, Park prefers to stay inside the house as the director can monitor them outside the house. Yoojin decides to follow Tae to leave the house, while Kim decides to stay inside the house with Park. Outside the house, Tae and Kim are being shot by the director, but it seems that he intentionally misses the shots. Meanwhile, inside the house, Park pretends to kiss Kim, but he kills her instead. He doesn't know that his activity is being recorded by another hidden camera. After killing Kim, Park gets out of the house to find Tae and Yoojin. On the other hand, Tae and Yoojin peacefully sit together on the cliff. They don't have the heart to kill each other. On the next day, Park finally finds them. He tries to kill Tae, but Yoojin throws a big rock at him. So, there are only Tae and Yoojin left now. Not long after, the director comes to them and tells them that they have to play Russian roulette for the final round. The director gives them a gun which has only 1 bullet inside. Tae decides to start first and it turns out that the first chamber doesn't contain any bullets. But surprisingly, he continues to shoot until the 4th shot. When he is about to shoot the 5th shot, he points the gun to the director, and the director immediately shoots him. Yoojin angrily points the gun to the director, but he tells her that she is the winner. However, she doesn't care about the money anymore, so she shoots him. The director falls into the sea and he is dead. After that, she immediately brings the dying Tae inside the director's car and tries to save him. But the car hits a tree and Tae finally dies because has already lost a lot of blood. Yoojin continues to find a way out by walking, and luckily she coincidentally finds a police patrol car outside the forest. That's how she gets back to Korea. That's Yoojin's story about the deadly game. She tells the police that if she didn't shoot the director, he would have shot her instead. After hearing her story, the police let her go home. The nurse gives her a package before she rides the taxi, which turns out to be a cell phone. The cell phone rings and apparently that's the director. He tells her the location to pick up the money, which is the store she used to work at. On the other hand, the police realize that there is one more video which has just been uploaded. Now, the police realize that Eugene has fooled them and the director is still alive. It turns out that Eugene didn't kill him because the gun didn't contain any bullets. Luckily, the director let her go. Once she arrives at the shop, she goes to the locker where she can find the suitcase. The code to open it is that incident's day's date, which is December 31st. After taking the suitcase, she remembered the incident which motivated the director to hold the game. It turns out that 2 years ago, the director's wife went to that store, and Eugene was the cashier. She then accidentally bumped into a psycho and she was getting beaten by that man. Tae, who was also in that shop, immediately recorded her with his handycam. Park, Han, Kim, and Yoonji, who were also at that shop, also didn't do anything to help her. It made the director ask himself why none of them helped his wife. Even though he had already avenged the psychopath by burning him, watching Tae's video still hurt him. Eugene immediately leaves the place with $1 million in her hand. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.